With great love and respect in my heart, I welcome you to this beautiful Sunday evening from the bank of Ma Ganga in Varanasi. Before we begin, let's just take a moment to arrive. Wherever you are, just pull your spine straight, open your shoulders, invite that peace, calming, cooling sensation in your eyes. Softening your body, just get grounded. As your body calms down, your breath calms down. You keep going deeper and deeper in the stillness. Watch all the restlessness just settling down, the way sand settles in a glass of water. As your body and mind acquire that stillness, pause the breath. Bring the attention to the navel, holding the small triangle pointing downwards with a dot in the center at the navel. Breath is paused. Mind is focused on that yantra. And slowly release the breath in or out. Keep the attention on the yantra at the navel. Small triangle pointing downwards with a dot in the center. Light swirling around it. Pause the breath again. Deepen your focus. Release the breath before you begin to build any tension. After a couple of breaths, we repeat. Pausing the breath. Holding the attention on the yantra at the navel. Releasing the breath, mentally bowing to that presence within us, we shift our attention towards the heart. At the heart, a Sri Yantra, triangle pointing up and a triangle pointing down with a dot in the center. Pausing the breath, we hold that image at the heart. Release the breath, but keep that image of the Sri Yantra, triangle pointing up and a triangle pointing down with a dot in the center at the heart. Golden light. Release the breath. Keep breathing gently without losing your stillness of the body and the mind. We bow to that light within us. Shift our attention to the forehead. Pausing the breath. Let the mind rest in the center of the forehead. Bright white light emerges, almost becomes blue, size of a pearl. Pausing the breath, we deepen our attention. Then releasing the breath, letting it come and go without disturbing your stillness. And slowly we welcome a breath, breathe out, open our eyes. Thank you for taking this time to be still and calm. I'm sure you noticed as you engaged in this little practice, you're not thinking about anything else, problems of the day. You are totally focusing on doing some simple practices. Coming close to your true self, which is beyond any story, which is separate from all the things that we face in our day-to-day existence. And this pure self is always there, always there. Just our attention goes to other things. Our coming together, having a spiritual practice, having a satsang, having Babaji to remind us, it's all about remembering who we truly are. It's there. Just our attention goes away. Any effort we make to take this kind of time for ourselves is very precious. It is said in Kali Yuga, in this day and age, Satsang is the most important thing in a seeker's life. Satsang, being in the company of the truth, being in the company of those who are seeking the truth. Whether you are in your own home, your satsang could be with a book, could be with a audio, video presentation of some kind. Your satsang could be at the ashram. I see at Upasana and in Sonoma, few people have gathered together, inviting your friends. But when we come together, we really talk about something higher. We don't talk about mundane things. Talking about the mundane and surface stuff becomes a party. A party is not a satsang. Satsang is where everybody is thinking of something higher. We can create this satsang even in our own house. Whoever is around me, if we could take their attention to something beyond the mundane. Nowadays, with the availability of social media, many people are looking at lots of videos in the name of being spiritual. We have to be a little careful there too. There is tremendous amount of material out there, and we have been trained from the childhood Whatever we see, whatever we read, we begin to believe it. There was a time when books were written by scholars and people who had really put their time and energy in doing research and writing. Nowadays, with this audio, video, podcasts, people are just coming up with whatever catches their attention and putting it out there, just making it sensational. So we have to be a little careful about what kind of things we listen to, what kind of things we see. The better is keep it minimal, particularly to a place that is the direction you are working. Nowadays, the YouTube has been the best teacher. Everybody who comes here, okay? Oh, yes, Babaji, I can learn it from YouTube. Even there is a flood of things. I ran into somebody the other day who was just watching on YouTube and changing his diet every week. This is good for this. So after a week, something else that he finds. Our body is confused, our mind is confused, and we are not focused on one thing. So having this availability also could create confusion. If we do certain things in a systematic way for an extended amount of time, it bears result. No matter how good it is, if we keep jumping around from one to another, it just goes to digging lots of potholes and not finding water. There is a saying in our circle, Baba used to say, एक साधे सब सधे, sab sadhe sab jai. Master one thing. By mastering one thing, you master everything. Trying to master everything, you lose everything. We cannot master everything. Just the way we see a gymnast, how graceful they make it look. That gymnast has mastered one thing. The gymnast is not bodybuilder and runner and high jump and long jump. They master one thing and make it look very graceful. And in that feeling of mastery, it can get connected with everything, how it feels to master the bodybuilding or the running or jumping. That feeling is the same. In the same way, your practice, your sadhana, your mantra, if you keep just working with that, with the right bhav, with the right inner disposition, we get there. It's very cold in Varanasi now. It has been very foggy and dark. The sun is not coming out. On the bank of the Ganga, it's damp and we don't have the inner heating in the rooms like we have there. So just even being here is a practice of yoga right now. You have to generate your inner heat to meet what's out there. My heart goes out to those poor people who don't really have even a shelter and warm clothing. So they just go around looking for little twigs here and there, build a little fire, sit by it and warm their hands. When I look at this and we look at our life there, how blessed we are. And just taking our mind to that blessing can save us from lots of inner little complaints and unhappiness and squabbling. People do get into those things. Just even sitting with a feeling of gratitude for all the blessings in life can save us from lots of inner turmoil. Yes, we have our aspirations and we have our desires and hopes and this and that. But our life becomes a blessed life when we can just take a few moments, sit, be calm, be quiet, peek within. Mind will say it's all useless, but it's not. It's very precious. Those who are practicing with mantra, winter time is really a wonderful time to carve out a little more time to be with your mantra. Look at your bhav, your thinking, your relationship with your mantra. What is it? Is this just a mechanical few words that I repeat to become quiet? Or try to go a little deeper. Just imagine, let me share a little thing with you. Maybe you can practice it next month, next week. You're laying down, reclining on a couch, or just sitting quietly. Pause your breath. Bring your mind to your mantra. Go slow, without mala. Each syllable. And after you have thought of one syllable of your mantra, imagine the ripples of that mantra are going out from your body. And keep imagining, keep following that ripple with your mind as far as you can. Then the second, then the third, fourth, whatever your mantra is. Just spend a little time with each syllable and watch it going into the cosmos. There are so many different ways to be with your mantra. This is just one little thing I'm sharing. That you could practice with. There will be some other things that I'll share with you later on as we have practiced with the mantra, just like with a friend. There are so many different things you can do with a friend in different places, in different ways you can be with a friend. The same kind of thing with your mantra. So let us not just confine it to sitting with our mantra, with a mala in one particular place and particular time. Explore this relationship, take it to a new height. in a new, different way. Sometime you wake up in the middle of the night, do whatever you have to do, come back to the bed. Before you fall asleep, think about your mantra a few times. When you wake up, the first thing on your mind is your mantra. So in this time, winter time, when we have a little more time to ourselves, may we carve out a little more time for this. Maybe some people read books, some people watch videos and movies and this and that. Just carve out a little more time for it to be with your mantra. The sweetness that arises within when we begin to practice this way cannot be described. Each individual has his or her own experience. So please consider this as an invitation to take your relationship with your mantra to a new height. Anybody can do that. It's not a mystery. It's very simple. Our imagination plays a great role in making our inner experience rich. Imagination plays a great role in anything. It plays a role in invention. It plays a role in a relationship, creating something, writing something. So imagination is not just hocus pocus. What comes in imagination comes to reality, Baba says. So pay attention to what kind of imagination is playing in your head. Anger, fear, lust, greed, jealousy, it's the imagination has a great role in all that. Why can't we use the same thing towards enriching our spiritual practice? People sit in fear, imagining what will happen if that happens. It hasn't happened, but the imagination is there and it keeping us agitated. So may we use this precious tool towards our inner experience. So this is a little homework, a little reminder. Tomorrow I'll be traveling. I'll be going out to Mumbai, where the weather is a little better. And there are some friends and spend a little time there. We'll work out and see if I can continue the Sunday satsang from the road, wherever I am. And you'll hear about that. In the meantime, please stay warm and be kind to yourself, be kind to those around you, and create a beautiful satsang in your life with the right kind of reading and watching and right kind of satsang with those you live with. That's what makes life really a rich life. Otherwise, we can get caught on small little complaints and this and that, and we're just wasting time. I bow to that stillness. I bow to the presence of Shakti within you in her various forms. Today I shared with you Kali Bij, Sri Vidya Bij, and light in the forehead. Sometimes laying in the bed, just focus on that. Visualize the little triangle at the navel, the triangle pointing up and triangle pointing down at the heart with a dot in the center. lay with that, sit with that, lie with that, and practice. These small little pointers can make your practice very rich. Thank you all and have a wonderful week ahead. Oh. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Temple bells are ringing all around me. Temple bells means people, when they go to a temple, they knock on a bell. They're calling God, they're awakening the deity in the temple. So it's wonderful to hear the sound of the bells, thinking that people are thinking of something different. So it's beautiful, whether you go to here or you go to Italy. In Italy also you hear all these prayer bells, and it really changes the environment. Thank you all.